Japan's urgent megaquake warning, 300,000 lives on the line. Japan faces an imminent geological dilemma that could have catastrophic consequences, with the Japanese government alerting that much more must be done to brace for a potential megaquake. This dire scenario could result in the tragic loss of up to 300,000 lives as the government seeks to intensify its preventive measures. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite the unpredictability of earthquakes, earlier this year, a panel from the Japanese government slightly increased the odds of a seismic event occurring in the Nankai Trough, an underwater trench extending parallel to Japan's Pacific coastline, to between 75 and 82% over the next 30 years. This prediction has been met with mixed reactions and significant alarm, and this is the part most people miss. The government's alarming forecast was reinforced in March, when it revealed that a megaquake accompanied by a massive tsunami could lead to nearly 298,000 fatalities and inflict up to $2 trillion in damages. In response, the Central Disaster Management Council's 2014 Disaster Preparedness Plan aimed to reduce fatalities by a substantial 80%. Yet, controversy arises as the government stated that these efforts have only achieved a modest 20% reduction in the potential death toll. This was reported by Kyodo News Agency. Recently, the government introduced a revised preparedness plan to push for faster initiatives, such as constructing seawalls and evacuation sites, and encouraging routine emergency drills to better equip the public. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba emphasized the importance of a united effort across the nation, involving municipalities, corporations, and nonprofits, to take decisive actions aimed at saving as many lives as possible. So what would happen if a megaquake hit the Nankai Trough? Some coastal areas would have mere minutes to respond before being struck by 10-meter-high waves. Although it's a devastating thought, nearly 300,000 would perish in the disaster, with 215,000 succumbing to tsunami waves, 73,000 to collapsing buildings, and 8,700 in fires, with additional post-disaster deaths possibly attributed to disease and exposure. A historical perspective reveals that the Nankai Trough has experienced megaquakes every century or two, with the last major event occurring in 1946. In a previous warning last August, the Japan Meteorological Association raised the likelihood of such an event, but later retracted it after a week. There's also a compelling segment of the public influenced by social media and a manga comic from 2021 that ominously forecasts a significant disaster on July 5, 2025. Hong Kong's Greater Bay Airlines reduced its flight services to Japan due to diminished demand triggered by these concerns, reducing travel numbers from Hong Kong by 11.2% in May compared to the previous year. Conversely, arrivals from mainland China improved by nearly 44.8%, and those from South Korea increased by 11.8%. According to Ryoji Nomura of the Japan Meteorological Association, it's currently scientifically impossible to pinpoint the exact time, location, and magnitude of an earthquake. Thus, the public is advised to be prepared to handle such events whenever they happen, while also resisting panic driven by unfounded fears. Reflecting on the devastating 2011 earthquake that triggered a tsunami with waves up to 132 feet and resulted in a tragic 15,500 deaths, including the catastrophic meltdown of nuclear reactors at Fukushima, we must acknowledge that a potential megaquake in the Nankai Trough could be even more severe than the 2011 disaster. What do you think? Are the warning signs sufficient to prompt action, or do you believe that even more rigorous measures are required? Share your thoughts in the comments below.